Hello there, I'm Julia, also known as Juliatrinket, and I am a cosplayer. Well, that's better. I wish it was so easy in real life. I've been cosplaying since 2016, when me and my sister went to Comic-Con together and decided to dress up because we've been at Star Wars Celebration before and we saw all these amazing cosplayers and we're like, we want to do that. So when Comic-Con came around, we went there and we dressed up and I made my first cosplays. I did Elsa and Rapunzel at the same weekend, so they both kind of count as my first cosplay. Here you can see my Rapunzel cosplay. Yeah. I mean, it looks good for a first cosplay, but don't put wire in your corsets. It's kind of dangerous. Yeah. I also cut my own hair off from like this length to that length just for the cosplay because I didn't know how to do a wig. But I think it was worth it. I had a lot of fun as Rapunzel, just running around barefoot on con, which is also a safety hazard. At the same weekend I also wore my first Elsa dress. I did actually not make that from scratch. I got a corset of Amazon and then I glued all these ice things on and I made the skirt and the cape and the wig, which I super glued together. Also something I would not recommend you to do, but back then I didn't know better, so... But being Elsa was amazing. It was one of the best convention experiences I ever had. I met a child dressed as Anna who gave me a friendship necklace that I still have today, and I made videos with other people and I took so many pictures, and I made tiny drawings of Elsa and Anna for every child that wanted one. Like, I took a sketchbook with me and pens and just handed out tiny drawings, and they loved it so much. And yeah, I always say, if you are not sure what you want to cosplay for your first con and you are a Frozen fan, go for Frozen, because children will love it and they will make you feel so confident and comfortable in your cosplays. At least for me that was the case. So I would highly recommend you to do that. And after that, I didn't really go to any cons until summer 2017, which I count as like the proper cosplay start, where I went to Comic-Con Munich and met a lot of my now friends there. And I did another Elsa. I redid my very first one. Then I got my first lace front for the remake, and that was my second Elsa, and I haven't really stopped making Elsas since then. It's becoming a problem. And from that on I went to a lot more cons and I realized I really like making costumes, and I made many more costumes and many more costumes, and by now I make like 70 to 100 costumes a year, and it gets a little hard to store because I'm really attached to them and don't ever want to get rid of them, so I just keep stocking up cosplays. But it's fine, it's okay. I've done a lot of different projects. I did a lot of Disney princesses because I love doing princesses, obviously. Snow White is one of my favorites to do. I've done a few of her. And I also did a lot of other things. I did a lot of Star Wars characters, some Marvel characters, some video game characters, quite a bit of musical theater stuff. Oh, this year I also started making more Barbie cosplays, and they're a lot of fun, especially Barbie villains. So if you ever see a Barbie villain cosplay floating around somewhere, it's probably from me, because there are not a lot of other Barbie villain cosplayers out there. Please cosplay Barbie villains. I'm lonely. I love making them, and I love seeing people react to them, because for many people Barbie was their childhood. Besides cosplay, I'm also a huge theme park fan, and I love Disneyland and Disney World, and my favorite park is Epcot, and my favorite Disneyland area is Frontierland. I have my own tiny Frontierland collection here. Besides Disney, I'm a huge musical theater fan. I've been for about 10 years now. I love musicals, especially older ones, like more classic musicals. My favorite one is currently Carousel, but there are so many that I love. I also cosplay for musicals, not quite as much as I would like to yet, but we're getting there. In fact, one of my dream cosplays was the dress from The King and I from Anna, and I have that by now. I love spinning in that. It was always a dream of mine to twirl in this giant dress, and it was a lot of fun. So if you ever think about making a giant The King and I ball gown, I can say go for it. It will feel really amazing. But I live in a very tiny space, so I don't really have a lot of space to decorate, and I cannot collect a lot of items, but I'm also very picky anyway. I don't really buy all merch of franchise I like. I'm really picky, and I make a lot of things myself in my collection of merchandise, also because the things I like you never can get any merch of. Since I live in a really small apartment, I don't really have something like a crafting space. I have a desk and that's about it, but I can show you my sewing machine anyway. It's a very simple one. It's literally one of the cheapest sewing machines you can get. It's called W6. I had a more expensive one and that died on me really quick, and then the repair costs were really high and I was kind of upset. So I decided, instead of repairing the other one for a lot of money, I'm just gonna get a cheap one, and this machine has been holding on for about 2 years now and it's still going strong, so I'm quite happy about that. My favorite part about cosplay is probably the fact that it's so much fun to do it with your friends, and it's so much fun to hype each other up for projects and to craft together and to go to cons together and perform in your characters and pick out your favorite characters and bring them to life and expand their stories over the stories they actually have in the franchise. Especially since I'm a person that cosplays a lot of characters that have very little screen time. I get to kind of make up my own stories with them and continue their stories after the franchise is already ended, and I think that's fun. And I also really enjoy the crafting aspect of cosplay. I love sewing, I love crafting. I don't love wig styling, but it's okay, we get better. Same with makeup. I'm really excited that we get to do videos together. Last year I started making more short videos for TikTok and stuff, and I realized that I really love making videos. I did not expect that, but I have a lot of fun doing it, especially with sewing videos and work in progress videos, which is also what I will be doing a lot for this account. So if you're interested in work in progress, sewing tips from someone who's not a professional, I once again need to emphasize this. I do not have professional sewing experience, I'm just completely self-taught. But if you want to watch some very chaotic sewing videos that will hopefully motivate you to work on your own projects or be entertaining at least, then you're in the right place here. And I'm also really excited to do some Disneyland content with facts and tips and maybe a few vlogs, and all the amazing group projects we have planned together, and a few more things that we are still keeping secret, but I'm really excited to show you all what we have in store. So thank you all for watching me talk about myself. If you enjoyed this and if you want to meet the others, here are their own introduction videos. Just click on the face that you like. And I will see you guys very soon. Wait, let me do a very Snow White wave. That was solid. Bye!